Hello, you beautiful creatures. How the devil are you? I hope you're okay on this crispy cold afternoon. I hope you're keeping nice and warm. If you're new here, my name is Lou, or Lucifer, as my friends like to call me. By my friends, I mean my Instagram account. What are we here for today, guys? Well, I'm doing something a little bit different. So usually I'm giving you unboxings, hauls, all the spooky goodness. However, Lucifer is a little bit broke at the moment and she can't keep buying stuff, so we need to look at new content, okay? I've also wanted to do this kind of content for a really long time, and that content is Marvel. I absolutely love Marvel. My favourite character is She-Hulk, and ever since I kind of remembered as a kid, you know, watching the 1996 Incredible Hulk, watching all that kind of stuff, just Spider-Man as well, the Amazing Spider-Man. Does anybody remember the theme song for the Amazing Spider-Man? I was listening to it the other day and I was just like, so much nostalgia. But my point is, now I think it is so important and would be such a good idea to start doing these kind of review videos, because look at all these TV shows we've got. And the TV show I'm talking about today, of course, is WandaVision. Yes, we've just watched it. There's 2 episodes at the moment, so there's 2 30-minute episodes, which, wow, we're very, very, very lucky that we got those 2 episodes. I know that it's been a long time coming just because of how many times it's been pushed back. Your girl's still waiting for a She-Hulk series, so pray for me. Also, I get an excuse to wear my I Love Men in Uniform t-shirt with all my Avengers on. So without further ado, let's get into this. I don't want this to be a spoiler video just because I don't think I really want to go with that vibe for this video. Maybe for the next couple of episodes I might start doing spoiler videos, because I can't really do spoiler-free videos for every single one, because I feel like I'd be talking about the same kind of themes, the same kind of things every single time. So I feel like I can do this one because I'm talking more about the themes, more about whether you should watch it if you're not familiar with the whole WandaVision concept, if you're not familiar with the MCU, stuff like that really, and whether you should watch it or not, which you absolutely should. Now, the first question I am going to tackle, like I said before, is should you watch WandaVision if you're not familiar with the comics or with the MCU? And my answer to that is, it depends on what kind of experience you want. So if you're going into it and you haven't really watched anything to do with the MCU and you just want a bit of an easy watch, yes, you can, because it's very reminiscent, and particularly if you liked Bewitched, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the old one, but it kind of has elements of the 90s one as well. If you want to watch it for that kind of reason, yes, you can. It's got so many comedic elements. It's fascinating to watch as someone who's not a massive Marvel fan. However, if you have watched the MCU, I can tell you now, and this isn't necessarily a spoiler, there are so many things you can pick up on, so many things. If you're familiar with the whole MCU, I would say that really helps, but they are concentrating quite a lot on the most recent releases in the MCU universe. There was somebody in it, again, I'm not going to try and spoil it for you, but there was a character in it, who was in a recent MCU movie, and honestly, if Gareth wasn't with me, I wouldn't have known. I really wouldn't have known. Also, it's one of those, like, I don't know whether to tell you to go and get familiar with the comics and whatnot now, because everything that WandaVision is presenting to us is heavily based on the things that happened in the comics, so House of M, everything else like that. I'm not massively into my comics. I am so lucky that my dad is like a literal walking dictionary and encyclopedia of Marvel. So when WandaVision did first come out, he did explain to me that there are comic series. So House of M, bear with me, I've got my trusty laptop with me as well. So Scarlet Witch, The Vision, all new, all different Avengers, The Children's Crusade, House of M, yes, I'm familiar with House of M, Avengers Disassembled, The Vision and the Scarlet Witch, and I believe there's a last one. No, that was it. So all of those comics, and I will pop them down in the description below, all of those comic book arcs are heavily to do with what happens with Wanda and Vision, and now I know mainly what happens in those arcs. It makes watching WandaVision a lot harder. It's a lot harder, but I think it's no secret to people that something's not quite right with the whole WandaVision verse, because if you are familiar with the MCU, obviously the last time we saw Vision, he went kaput, and if you didn't know that, then you shouldn't be watching this video, and you really should be watching the latest Marvel movies. When everything happened with Thanos, obviously they had to get the stone from Vision. Wanda had to get the stone for Vision, he went kaput, and Wanda's not a happy person right now, so that's basically the premise of it. So immediately going from that to this, which was a massive surprise to us, like the first episode opens with an opening like Bewitched. It does. It's the suburban, ideal 1950s, 1940s, correct me if I'm wrong, lifestyle, the white picket fences, all the houses that look the same. I'm really getting some Edward Scissorhand vibes from it. And so to go from all of that to go to that, something's not right. And in the trailer as well, it does emphasize how Wanda and Vision know that something's not right. Something's going on. There's glitches in the Matrix. I don't know what I was going to say with that whole thing, but basically, yes, you can watch it with or without having knowledge about the MCU, or with or without having knowledge of the comics, but I would really recommend it. Would I recommend getting into the comics now? I'm not too sure, because chances are it could kind of spoil it for you. So depending on how much research you want to do about this whole thing, it basically depends on you whether you kind of get an inkling of what's going to happen at the end. So we're going to talk about themes as well, and I absolutely adore, but it really stresses me out. So obviously it's kind of based around a 1940s, 50s sitcom, but it does go through the ages. So like we saw in the trailer, you see the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And from watching it, the creators have done a really good job with keeping in the ideals of those time periods. I feel like I'm in English. You know when you read a poem and they say, what are the themes of this? If my English teachers are watching this, if you want to regrade me, that would be great. The themes of the ideal home life. So you know where I'm going with this, that a lot of things that were said back then were incredibly sexist. They were, but I really like how they obviously have those kinds of themes, but then they make jokes about those themes, so you're kind of like, oh, hang on a minute, but then it's like, they've just said that line, so it makes it so much better. It's aware that, you know, back then humour wasn't necessarily, well, it wasn't necessarily politically correct, it wasn't necessarily looking at men and women being equal, but I like the fact that it it's poking fun at that and saying, yes, this happened and it wasn't good and we're taking it, and we're, like I said, yes, they're poking fun at it, so that makes me feel so much better. And another thing as well, the big theme of loss. And I've been looking at the articles about it. A lot of people have been saying, in comparison with the comics, it is a lot to do with loss. It is, because like I said in the previous part of this video, the last time we left off with Vision and Wanda was Vision was dead. He died, and Wanda was this, even though it was amazing, she was a rage machine. She really was. So I don't know, obviously because we're only in the first 2 episodes, I don't know how it's gone from the end of the wars to where she is now. So I'm very interested to see what they do with that. However, it's really sad because it does show the ideal life that they want, and it kind of showed in the movies as well, when the Avengers did disband after Civil War, that Wanda and Vision just wanted to be left alone and just wanted to lead a normal life, but unfortunately because of who they are, they can't. So seeing them dealing with all of these like everyday situations that normal people do, it's really heartbreaking, but it's really warming as well. But you know that something's not right. It's all wrong. And you know, knowing what you know after reading the comics and having those inklings, you kind of know how it's going to phase out at the end, and I'm not looking forward to it. You know, when you first start a series like Supernatural or something like that, where they're just going after these like tiny ghosts and stuff, and it's all fun and games, like Buffy as well, and it's quite light-hearted, but then the Master turns up and there's a prophecy that Buffy's got to die, and suddenly it's like, oh no, this is bigger than all the little monsters. That's what it's like in WandaVision at the moment. As somebody who's researched and knows the kind of bigger picture, yeah, it really upsets you. I think we've gone through the main themes about this whole thing. Obviously, the idea that something's not right. I think there's this massive fear, this big fear that the life we live just isn't right. So it's the same in the Matrix as well, you know, seeing the same cat running over and over again. There's a lot of moments like that as well. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I don't think I really am, because you do see it in the trailer. So in the trailer, the bit where Wanda picks up the helicopter and it's in the colours of the Iron Man suit, and there's adverts thrown in throughout it, like products and stuff, like in a normal 1940s episode. And it's like, I don't know, like a toaster from Stark Industries or a watch from Hydra Inc. And I just thought that was really, really interesting, because it's this idea of a fractured mind, and Wanda's trying to push all of that away, but these little fragments are coming in, and just seeing her dealing with all of this reality, and she doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't want it, because she knows in the reality that Vision's not there, but in this whatever she's created, Vision is there. It's making me really sad. They are so cute, guys. They are honestly so cute, you know. Like, I was reading, again, I was doing research on the comic books, and unfortunately, because of the way the MCU is set up, it literally scratches the surface of what Wanda and Vision stand for, and the absolute heartache that they have to deal with. So I think this TV series is literally going to be about how crippling loss can be, and how much Wanda has to deal with. The idea of the perfect family, like for a superhero or someone who's got powers, like she's a mutant, you can't have that. You can't have the perfect family. You can't have the perfect life. And it's really, really sad to watch that. So I am very interested to see how that goes on. And one final theme I wanted to talk about, colour. Yeah, colour. And I think that's why I went with red lipstick today. So obviously in the first couple of bits, it's black and white. However, objects of importance have colour, and I really, really liked that. So the idea that the helicopter toy was the same colour scheme as the Iron Man suit. In another part, there's a light, and you literally, if you don't concentrate, you won't see it. It's the only thing that's got colour in the whole thing, and I just thought that was amazing. I really did. And I think colour kind of symbolises danger in that universe. Whatever Wanda's created for her, it is danger, because it's reality trying to push its way into what she's made. So I don't know where I was going with that. I just thought it was really interesting. That's pretty much all I've got about the themes of it at the moment. If you guys have got anything else that you want to talk about theme wise, please pop it in the comments below. I love having conversations with people. The engagement I'm getting at the moment is so good. I know we're only a tiny channel, but you know, we've all got to start somewhere, and I just love talking to people. I digress. Predictions for the end. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's... Is it really classified as a spoiler if it's me predicting what I think is going to happen? I don't think it is it? I don't know. If you want to skip this part towards the end, then I absolutely understand that. So I will pop a time up now to say what time to skip to. However, if you don't want to, just carry on listening to me ramble. My predictions for the end, well, and this ties into another thing that I wanted to talk about, Doctor Strange. So we were told on the internet, there was an article that dropped. I don't know if they did it at the conference they had, the big presentation they had, that WandaVision was going to tie into Doctor Strange. And we know that Doctor Strange has a lot of dealings with going to different universes, different multiverses, which I'm already excited about, because having Marvel, having the MCU introduce the multiverse, it brings so many options, so many different storylines they can do, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm already excited for, I think it's Marvel's What If. Yeah, it's Marvel's What If. So I'm already excited from the trailer for that, because it shows the zombieverse, and I'm all for that, because Ash from Evil Dead was kind of in that. So, you know, if they bring Ash into it, I would absolutely love that. But it brings so many things they could do with the multiverse. They could bring back characters that have obviously passed away, and I just think that would be a really exciting thing to do. So I digress. Back to what I was saying. Honestly, the way I can see is that they're going to try and get through to Wanda, and I think it will be specifically Doctor Strange that does it. He kind of has to be the person to say, hon, it ain't real. And I think Wanda is gonna go, she's gonna go on a mad one, because let's not forget that whilst Wanda is an Avenger, she was also a massive villain, and she is the key villain in House of M, if you guys want to check that out. She completely loses her mind. She loses all of her morale, and she just goes mad. She literally just goes mad. And I wonder if she could be a villain in Multiverse of Madness. Kind of seems like the kind of thing that would happen, but I'm not too sure. That is literally my only prediction so far from what I've watched. I think I was really surprised how quick they got into the whole something's not right here situation. I thought it would be a couple of episodes in, but no, they're straight into it. So I think in no time something's going to break through and it's going to really warp and distort what Wanda has done. I think it's really going to torment Vision, or whatever this Vision is, because like I said, the last time we saw Vision, he did. So I don't know. That's mainly the prediction I've got for now. So guys, that was my video on WandaVision. That was episode 1 and episode 2. I might do a spoiler video on them, depending on if people want that. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. However, I will pre-warn you, I think the next couple of episodes that I talk about, they will be full of spoilers and Easter eggs and whatnot. It's so hard not to talk about the Easter eggs. I've done really well with this video, I really have. Again, I'm going to be doing more review stuff. I can't wait for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan, he's very pretty. And She-Hulk, obviously I can't wait for She-Hulk, so I'm trying to build this up for when She-Hulk comes out, so hopefully we can build up a nice little Marvel community on the side of the Loucifer channel and we can get those conversations going. What are you most excited to see in WandaVision? What was your favourite part? Please be mindful that there might be some people who haven't watched it yet, so yeah, just be mindful about that. But what are you excited about? What didn't you like? And what kind of creeped you out a little bit? Because there are a few things that really didn't sit well with me. Yeah, just pop a comment down on whatever you're excited for, because I really want to know and I want to get those conversations going. It's been great doing this. I really enjoyed it, so I might start doing these on movies, horror movies, anything I go to see when this pandemic is over and I can go to the cinema again. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. If this wasn't your cup of tea because you're used to me doing unboxings and the more spookier side of things, I am really sorry about that, but I really want to branch out this channel and, you know, delve into more of my interests. Like I said, I am probably going to be doing a lot of horror movie reviews, a lot of maybe horror book reviews, this, that and the other. If you have any ideas for what you want me to do, please let me know, because I would really appreciate that. We are nearly at 100 subscribers, so please keep going with that. Keep hitting those like buttons, keep subscribing, because it means the absolute world to me, and it just means our community is getting bigger and bigger, and that really excites me. I hope you've had a good day. If not, that's okay. Always remember, tomorrow's a new day. See you later, guys. Bye.